hang on a second. The ESL R1 and Rennsport are trying to do the exact same thing as R Factor 2 and Motorsport Games and all those people did for the Virtual Le Mans series, which was a disaster for sim racing. They're trying to do the exact same things. Let me explain. So the Virtual Le Mans series was a disaster for sim racing. Max Verstappen called it a clown show, asked people to uninstall the game. He's never going to be part of it. It was a series that was invite only, so only certain esports teams were invited. They had to pay a lot of money to join. Normal sim racers couldn't be involved. You couldn't race on it. You couldn't be in lower splits. It was all very glossily presented. There were lots of money behind it. It was on actual TV, but not a lot of people watched it. And also the sim itself just wasn't really capable of delivering. So R Factor 2 had lots of bugs in the actual event itself, lots of red flags. So what are the ESL and Rennsport doing? Well, they're running it on Rennsport, which is a sim no one knows anything about because no one's played it in open access yet. So they're already announcing this even though no one knows the sim. It's going to be invite only. So normal sim race like you or I can't get involved. We can't be in lower splits. It's going to be pay to play. So you've got these big esports teams like Faze Clans and all the other sim racing teams paying a lot of money to be involved. The prize money is going to be exactly the same, by the way, as the Virtual Le Mans series. It's £250,000 or dollars a season, which is exactly the same. And by the way, that means nothing, I think, to normal people. Like, the prize money is just completely irrelevant. It doesn't change anything. It's a bit like in Formula 1. I don't know what the prize money is for finishing third versus fourth. That's not important to me. But anyway, so they're doing all that and they've launched it now with all this big press fanfare. There's a lot of money behind it. But is it actually going to do anything for sim racing? I'm really, really worried. I hope it does. I hope Rennsport is a great sim racing platform, a new sim racing platform that's accessible and people can play it on a Logitech G29 and have a lot of fun, and it's reasonably priced. I really hope that the sim racing and other esports teams get involved is great for player welfare. I hope it's going to get a lot of new eyeballs on the sport. I hope the whole thing is going to be good for sim racing grassroots, but I'm struggling right now. It just seems to be a carbon copy of Motorsport Games with the Le Mans Virtual Series. No one knows who's behind Rennsport, by the way. No one knows the motives. It might be Porsche. There's a lot of similarities in between. Traction.gg are a like media outlet that are owned by Motorsport Games that covered the Virtual Le Mans series heavily. You have Overtake.gg who are owned by Porsche, who are covering this really heavily, but don't say they're owned by Porsche. There's so many similarities. Let me know in the chat, by the way, what do you think about that? What's your gut feeling? What do you want to happen? What do you think is going to happen? Because there's so much money going in here. It should be great for sim racing. We just saw with the iRacing Daytona 24 Hours how great it was for sim racing. I was streaming it. Someone came into my chat and said, hey, I saw you stream this race 3 years ago. That was my first introduction to sim racing. Since then, I've really got involved. Now I have a full-on sim rig. I've got a direct drive wheel, and I'm absolutely loving it. I do it every day of the week. How amazing is that? And is that going to happen with Rennsport? Is that going to happen with the ESL R1? I don't know. I hope it's a success for them. I really, really do. But I really feel like they need to listen to sim racers to understand what's going to sustain this whole enterprise. That's what I think. So ESL R1's coming out. Big prize money. I'm worried. I'm worried, and I hope it's going to improve. I want to hear more from them. I really do. Let me know what you think. Make sure to subscribe as well if you appreciate this videos. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you next time.